realtor is someone who realizes the value of being part of an association of realtors, including the local, the state, and the national. And what the National Association of Realtors brings is the Code of Ethics. And I think that is very important so that any buyers or sellers, when they reach out and they speak with a realtor, they know that they are bound by those Code of Ethics.
I've always said real estate brings out the best and the worst in people. It's such a huge emotional transaction, and our job is to moderate that a little bit and not to feed into it. It's easy to get caught up in the emotion of selling real estate and your client's situation. But if you maintain your professionalism, you're going to be much better for it, and at the end of the day, so is your client.
Professionalism in this industry really can be a fine line. You have to not only be there for the person, helping them to make good financial decisions as well as negotiating the terms of a deal, but you have to also be their friend and their co-worker. You are there with them. I like to say I'm not only a life coach, I'm a therapist and a realtor all in one, because that asset purchase or asset sale is the largest thing that anyone will ever do a lot of times. And it can be a very scary thing because maybe you just met them on Zillow or Realtor.com and you don't really know much about each other, but that building of a relationship is so important.
The biggest way I look to improve within my industry and within my job is from emulating those around me who are doing it and doing it differently and maybe finding results in a different way.
The people that I consider the most professional are the ones that are continuously improving, that have clear and concise communication. They're the people that you know that you can pick up the phone and just have a conversation with, and you're going to get a professional interaction.
I think having a bird's eye view of what's happening in the market and how we can pivot to best meet the needs of our clients is critical. One way that we can do that is simply by being honest and being great communicators as far as what sellers can expect in selling in the shifting real estate market. So we really come to the table with our homework done, we pulled a lot of stats and data and can explain to a seller in what I hope is a Cliff Note version of understanding what the real estate market's doing and what they can expect of us.
You have to keep getting educated and taking courses and learning, because something that maybe wasn't as relevant to you in your practice a number of years ago now will be.
When everything's going great, sometimes it doesn't show what experience is needed, but whenever you hit the hard stuff, if you hit pitfalls, it's very important to have someone with experience and know-how.
It's just nice when you're working with a colleague that is a fellow realtor, because you know the integrity, the honesty, they're not going to embellish, and that you are really going to be in a very professional transaction, and it's about win-win. We're not about, we're just educated, we are skilled in our industry.
Have form, but be formless. Now, first and foremost, we have to appreciate the form. Now, what I mean by that is the Realtor Code of Ethics, the regulations that regulate our industry. We have to understand why those things are in place. Now, we also have to be, at any point, formless, being prepared to how can we change our approach, our tactics, our business generation, our customer service, so that it's balanced, changing with the times, changing with the consumer, changing with the work product, i.e. investment property or single family house. And so we've got to embrace the importance of have form but be formless, and to do that we have to understand the form.
So if someone has a bad experience with a realtor, they're going to remember that, and they oftentimes will kind of clump it all together and think like all realtors are this, or they do this, and that's why I think it's really important to have professionalism across the board, because of the consumer's experience, making it as best as they can.
Your past clients are a reflection of how well you've done for them. If they feel taken care of and they feel like you did right by them, then they will continue to share your name and your business will grow from it. So I think level of service and professionalism in your history is going to dictate your future.
How you present yourself and your mindset every day is going to benefit you in the long run. So have a good attitude and work hard.
I think maintaining professionalism is like rising tide floats all boats, and the community perspective of us overall in general is based on individual transactions they have one-on-one over time with realtors. So the more professional we are as an industry, the better we're perceived in the community.
Well, if we all work closely together and adhere to that code of ethics, and also remember the golden rule in life, which is to treat all others as you want to be treated, then I think the real estate marketplace will be inviting to all consumers.